we are live on Facebook. I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to pop on in. I shared it amongst my groups, so hopefully you guys will be able to find me. But welcome. My name is Carolyn, and I create educational materials for teachers and for schools. And I post those resources online to a site called Teachers Pay Teachers and on my own website called Carolyn's Creative Classroom. And previously, I started selling some hard goods on my website, and you could find anchor charts, and you were able to find some pre-made centers to kind of help alleviate all the stress that comes with creating centers and anchor charts. But I'm excited to share with you today that I'll be expanding that store, and I have my very first published children's book, and I'm going to show with you today everything that has to do with the Yuck Bucket. Hi Tammy, hi Laura, hi Tiffany, thank you so much for joining. And the Yuck Bucket has to do all with preventing germs. And I will be giving away some of these books, so you need to stay tuned till the end of the Facebook Live. There will be a secret code, kind of like the dental health series that I did on Facebook. You have to type in the code and you'll be entered into a chance to win that book. But every Facebook Live that I've done, I've always made a shirt to match with the theme. And since the Yuck Bucket kind of has to do with germs, and I got called out last time about not showing my bingo shirt, so I'm going to show you the very cool shirt that I made. Just spread kindness, not germs. I know the video makes it hard to see, but it's sparkly and it's so cute. But I just wanted to show you that because I was called out by a couple friends about not showing the shirt. So thank you guys for popping in. Hi Janet, hi Rebecca, hi Lisa. And like I said, we're going to be talking about the Yuck Bucket. Today's video is all about the Yuck Bucket and stopping the spread of germs into your classroom. And if you're catching me on the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, you still have a chance to win that book as well. So you need to stay tuned to the end of this Facebook Live. I'm trying to cap it out about an hour, but you guys know me. Sometimes I talk a little bit longer. If there's something that you have questions about, just feel free to pop on in and ask questions. But I will try to. Hi Rebecca, hi Cheryl, hi Angie, hi Carrie. Hi Jennifer, hi Rebecca, thank you guys, hi Christy. Just come on in. I was giving you a couple minutes to catch everybody getting in, and but I do want to personally thank each and every one of you for taking your time to join me on this Facebook Live. Today's topic is the Yuck Bucket, and I'm sure you're probably wondering, what is this? Or you saw my Facebook post and you're interested and you just want to learn more. Or you saw my TPT creation and you read the description and you're looking at possibly purchasing it, but you kind of want to look at the hard book. So I'm going to show you all that and more, and hopefully answer any and all questions you have. I will do a Q&A at the very end of this session, so stay tuned for that. But if you do have questions as it goes and I missed your question, no worries at all. I will be coming back to the Facebook Live and trying to answer all of your questions as best as I can. Hi, Karen. So I'm so excited. I'm going to keep scrolling, make sure I don't miss anybody's questions. So let's get started. This right here is what I call the Yuck Bucket. Now, I've used this system in my classroom for years, utilizing the bucket system. This was especially effective like when it came to like the cold and flu season. If you're like me, I have a compromised immune system. Between my thyroid and my diabetes, I do get sick easily. I'm going to talk about how I used it in the past and how I've developed it to make it more efficient and more effective. But this is just another tool in your tool belt to be able to keep the classroom as germ-free as possible. This is not the end-all, be-all. I'm not saying that this is going to get rid of COVID, but this is just something I wanted to share with you because I realize more than ever now with this whole pandemic and teachers possibly coming back in the fall, I mean, if there's anything in all the ideas that we could use, I thought this was the most important Facebook Live. So I hope that you find that this is resourceful, and if anything, I inspire you through this Facebook Live. I came up with the name Yuck Bucket. Now I do have to shout out Carrie, who's watching. Her and I kind of collaborated on this, and before I had the bucket, it technically wasn't even really a bucket, it was a rolly cart, and we just threw a bunch of the toys and everything, and then at the end of the week, we cleaned it. So this cute little name, Yuck Bucket, actually came from Carrie and I just collaborating. And we use this bucket or bin that's inside of your room. So when a student like sneezes, coughs, and their hands are germy, most of the kids, they don't think, okay, let me go wash my hands. They want to keep playing. It's natural for the kids, they just want to keep playing. So they touch an object, or if we're in the middle of schoolwork, they sneeze, they get a tissue, they wipe it, but they didn't wash their hands, and they grab, their book, and they grab their pencil. So anything an object that's touched that's germy, or if they put it in their mouth, especially pre-K, I can't tell you how many times that there's, toys that they have in their mouth, or let's face it, I even had second graders that would chew on a pencil, and this just here is going to help students become aware that they're putting things in their mouth, aware of what germs and how it can be spread. And it also gives a teacher the time to be able to clean those objects in a more efficient time. So the resources will help students become aware that they're putting things in their mouth, that there's germs, how it can spread. It's going to give teachers proper time to sanitize it, and hopefully in the end result, keep your classroom more clean and safe. So where can I find this resource? Can I find it on TPT? Is it on your website? And yes, you can find this Yuck Bucket on TPT, and I'm going to show you what's included on the TPT version and what's included on my website. So, in this binder, I have put everything that you can get on TPT. The first thing, when you open up the TPT resource, you will see the cover page. And the first resource that you're going to see is labels. Now, if you're like me, pretty much any kind of teacher, we like to label everything. And it's very important to label it so that the kids know that this is specifically for the Yuck Bucket and the germs and the dirty objects, and it doesn't get mixed. And the labels come in color, and they come in black and white. So you're going to get Yuck Bucket, and then you're going to get dirty and germy, and then it's going to explain what the dirty and germy means. It means please don't touch any object that's in there, because the students are going to want to play with that toy, and you're going to teach them that it's dirty and it needs to be cleaned, and that this toy is put away, and that the teacher is going to clean it. And then you get a black and white version that looks like this. Now you saw this inside of the sleeve. So for the first 50 people that purchase my Yuck Bucket book on my website, I'm going to be including these stickers. So you'll get both the Yuck Bucket, and then you're also going to get dirty and germy, and they're stickers. Just like you see here, this is actually a sticker. And we'll talk a little bit more about labels in depth. The second thing you're going to see is pocket chart cards. There are two different types of pocket chart cards that are included in here. There's a hands-on lesson to introduce vocabulary that's included in the book, and then there's also sorting cards. So for your pre-K-er, you're going to teach what's safe to be put in your mouth. This is a great lesson. There's a great visual for your students. And you can see here I have the cards, and I'll move out of the way so you can see. Here's the, is it safe? Yes or no. So you can see yes with a thumbs up, no with a thumbs down. So a perfect visual for the students. And then a sort. So you can do it multiple ways, whichever way is best for your classroom and your needs. And then you have vocabulary cards. for introducing those key words that can be found in your the story that I'm going to show you a little bit later. You're going to give the students background knowledge of things that you're going to introduce, especially with your ELL kids. Expose them to some of those language and some of the words. And you'll see here you have the Yuck Bucket, germs, dirty and clean, mouth, cough and sneeze. But those are just a few of the actual cards that are included in this. Same with the other cards. I have more in here. So you're going to be teaching about the drool. You're going to be teaching about spit. You're going to be teaching about, what's chewing, what's listening, how to wipe and clean, licking, the ever so snot, and about being sick and all the different toys and stuff. So these cards are perfect for your story to explain. Kind of give them the background knowledge. Then you have the social story, which is the Yuck Bucket, which I'll show you here in a second. And then you have the student book. And this is really cute to review. Practice fine motor, practice coloring, practice early literacy skills. So when you go to print it, depending on what kind of machines you have at the school, you're going to print like this. And then you'll staple along the side so you'll get actually 2 books in one. Now, this is not front to back, because I just wanted to show what it would look like if you printed it from your printer. There are some printers that do front to back. Let me show you what it looks like. Front to back and cut. Looks like this. And it's really not as many pages as you think, but you can see I see a mouse, so you have lots of key beginning sight words for the beginning of the year. I can make safe choices, so that you have a lot of predictable text. This is not safe, and then you can talk about how the toys in our mouth is not safe, and what are safe choices. And you can talk about germs. These toys have germs. And then you can talk about what the Yuck Bucket is, and that dirty toys go into the Yuck Bucket. The social story is on TPT as well. It's actually included in this whole binder that I have here. It is $5 for everything. And then the hard book on my website is $15, but that includes shipping as well. So if you wanted to get both to make sure you have everything covered, and then you have a digital version of the book as well, perfect. Also included are recording sheets. Now I know that I geared this from pre-K all the way to 1st grade. So I know that the variety of recording sheets that you're going to need is going to be completely different. So I made sure to include different skill levels when I made these recording sheets. You could use them as exit slips, you could use them as extra review, or to check for understanding. So you have, is it safe? Very basic, they color or they X out. Or you have a cut and glue, is this safe or not safe? So now you've kind of ramped up and used a lot more fine motor in that. And then you have what the Yuck Bucket is for. So you could have just the plain Yuck Bucket and have them draw a toy that was dirty that went into the Yuck Bucket that week. Or you have one sentence, or I see the Yuck Bucket, or I see the Yuck Bucket, look at the germs. So now you're expanding the sentences, you're getting a little bit more sight words, and they're still drawing, so you're getting, again, more reading skills included. And then here's the story. I made it very kid-friendly. I tried to make it where you can bind the book. If you have a binding machine, you could staple it, you could laminate it, whatever you think is best for you. Yes, so Laura, on the top of this Facebook post, I do have a link to where you can order the book and where you could order the TPT. So both of those are covered in there, but if you still can't find it, I will tag you underneath and let you know. And we're going to talk a little bit about the book because there is a limited supply, but we'll talk about that in just a second. All right, so let's talk about the bucket and the sizes. So like I said, I had originally had a rolly cart that was a laundry basket, and it was pretty tall. And like I said, we just used to throw toys in there. I even kind of made it into like the broken bin too. And so if our toys were broken, we just threw it in there. And then at the end of the week, I looked at it and really wasn't as feasible as it could have been. So Carrie and I kind of talked about it, and we really tried to refine it so that it would work for cleaning, and talked about like the right size. Because what is the right size for you? And really, it's dependent upon a variety of different factors. So really ask yourself, when can you sanitize these toys? Are you going to be sanitizing them at the end of the day? Are you going to break it up in the middle of the day? Do you have one teacher, or do you have multiple teachers that can help you with this? Do you have large toys? I'd say in my kindergarten group, depending on what year, I had different kinds of toys. And my first grade, it kind of got rid of the toys unless it was a little bit of dramatic play. So think about the long periods of time it's going to be to sanitize. Obviously, the sooner the better, but be realistic. So if you need to go a little bit bigger size, do it. And if you're more in a first grade where they're going to be putting pencils in there, they're going to be putting notebooks in there that you can sanitize maybe at your lunch break really quickly and then give it back to them before they start writing. So kind of think what your needs are. Finding a basket is actually pretty easy. There's so many at Target. Home Depot has these big ones like this, and Walmart has them. I know there's different stores all around, and I'm located in Florida, but I did have a pretty good, easy time finding buckets. I found like a huge variety. I tried to get as many as I could. So you have like a mini kind of laundry basket, and this one is neat because it has rolling, so you can roll the cart and move it. So if you have kind of heavy stuff and you have the handle, you can roll across the room, clean it, and then put the toys away. So find a basket that works for you and your size. I also realized I had a small classroom one of my years, and I wouldn't have been able to fit a bunch of baskets. So kind of think what your needs are and what would work for you, because I realize that we're all in different situations. And if you're planning individual supplies, that's something that I thought about too. And I also do realize that we're all going to be in different kind of places when we go back. Some are going to be all virtual, some are going to be part-time in schools. So I realize that also might be difficult to implement all the way too. So think of your needs, pick the basket right for you. And I just think that this is just, like I said, another tool that you have to help kind of alleviate all of the germs and the sickness going around. So let's talk labeling the basket. Like I mentioned here, I have a flat surface, and these are the stickers that you'll be getting if you purchase the book on my website, or you can print it, laminate it, and cut it out. So for this Yuck Bucket, well, there, would be fun if it didn't fall. But for this basket right here, this one's not flat. And you can see here you have curves. So this wasn't the perfect basket for going ahead and putting the sticker on. So this I laminated, and I also Velcroed it. So it's easy to kind of go on and off if you're cleaning the basket. Just something to think about when you're picking out your basket and how you would like it. I like that this has two handles, but also know that you're probably not going to get a ton of objects inside of here because it is a little bit flimsy. Tons of different ways on how you can do it, but no matter what, I'm going to be giving you those stickers if you order the book. Some of you are like, oh, but I only want the stickers because I purchased it on TPT. Well, I will be adding them to my website. I just don't have a time frame just quite yet. What you guys don't know is there's something really cool happening. And I think Carrie's probably the only one that knows right now. But I'm so excited I can't even explain, guys. So next to we have a half-acre house. We are building a 30 by 20, something like, it's huge, guys, it's huge, building next door, and that is going to become my TPT office, and where I can create all of those centers that are pre-made, where I'm going to be creating all of the floor stickers, where I'm going to be creating like all of the anchor charts, all my machines, all of my huge laminators are all going to go into this building. And I'm going to have an awesome setup to be able to help you guys out and be able to get out more centers more quickly and be able to help more teachers out. I know that probably is going to take till September, but I'm so excited. I had to share that with you guys. And I'll be showing you guys pictures and videos on how the process of all that. So right now we have all the dirt, it's flat, and we're waiting on concrete, people. But I am so excited. So let's talk about how I'm going to introduce the Yuck Bucket. I know I went off track, guys. But how am I going to introduce this Yuck Bucket to my classroom? And that's where the children's book comes into play. This book is written in a kid-friendly way to engage your kids. Its rhymes kind of gives you a little bit of the Dr. Seuss kind of feel, and it's really geared for pre-K up to first grade. I had it published and printed, and I'm like beyond excited about this. And depending on how it goes, I'm looking into the website, possibly doing my fire safety one, my happy and sad choice book, and just a ton of different books that you guys can find on TPT and getting it printed. So stay tuned for that. But the first 50 people that purchase this on my website will be getting this shipped along with the 2 free stickers. And let me just show you a little bit about the book. So it begins with our school's safe, our school is clean, just to kind of get the kids to feel safe, that they're returning back to school and that everything's been wiped down and everything's clean, but that the teacher has something really important for the students to do. And that before we can learn, before we can play, that we need to keep our classroom clean. And then she explains how we're going to keep the classroom clean by implementing the Yuck Bucket. And I also put certain pictures, like a kid putting their hands in their mouth, and you can see the little boy has Legos in his mouth, so that you can point out in the pictures, oh no, you know, what are some of the safe ways. And so the teacher introduces what a Yuck Bucket is. You also talk about the germs and how we spread the germs through coughing and sneezing, and then how the little boy now has those germs in the tongue and all on the hands. And then we look at the little bear, and of course the bear has germs because we've touched it. And then we talk a little bit about putting things in our mouth, and that it should be free of spit and drool, and that's how we're going to keep ourselves healthy. And then of course there's the little boy that sneezes and he's holding it, and then that it needs to go into the Yuck Bucket so that the teacher could clean it. And there's a little picture of the teacher cleaning. And then I put here that it's going to remain in the Yuck Bucket, but I also added a little boy that's licking. And we're going to talk a little bit about, I see something that needs to go in the Yuck Bucket. Can you spy with your little eye which toy needs to go into the Yuck Bucket? So it's really good about getting the kids engaged, and it all rhymes, and it talks about healthy and how we're going to keep the classroom safe. The teacher cleans it, and now the kids get to play with the toys. And I tried to include as many kinds of students, a great diversity of kids included inside this book. I also included different colored skin tones for the teacher, so I really tried to make that work for you guys. I did not include masks because I actually wrote this book before we even had the masks and the whole big COVID. So I'm unfortunately do not have the masks on that. But I'll think about it maybe in my hard good one or my TPT one. I'll let you know if I add to that or not. Thanks, guys. But is there any questions that you guys have for me for the Yuck Bucket before I give you the special code to win? Is there anything that you guys, that I missed, that I didn't see your question you want to re-ask? Thanks, guys. I love the shirt, too. So let me know if you have any questions. If I missed it, no worries at all. Just ask again, and I will try to answer any questions that you may have. And if you're super excited and you want to purchase the book today, I think there's only 30 left, 30-something left. So if we run out, just let me know, send me an email, and then I know how many that I need to reorder. But if you do want to purchase it today, and you do happen to win the giveaway, no worries at all. I could send you the second copy, or I can send you the Yuck Bucket from TPT, so then you'll have the whole package if you happen to purchase today and win later. So, thank you, guys. So, let's start with the secret code. It's not really secret, but for a chance to win the Yuck Bucket book, all you have to do is type in Yuck Bucket. And on Saturday of next week, I will be selecting a couple people, and I will write you guys on who's going to win so I can get your address to send them out. So right now, if you want to win, all you have to do is type in Yuck Bucket. But you only have till Saturday, so make sure that you are writing Yuck Bucket. And like I said, I'll let you know who the winners are. If you want to purchase now, just head over to my website. You're going to click Shop, and as soon as you click Shop, it's going to bring up everything that's included in my store, and since it was the last thing I posted, it is the first thing you'll see in my store, and it shows the little book in a box, and you just click it. Make sure you do put your shipping address when you fill everything out. Make sure it's right, double, triple check. Unfortunately, I'm not drinking wine. This is water, but maybe later, that's what I'll be drinking. All right, so I know that this is on my Facebook Live, but if you are watching me right now on YouTube after I reloaded it, that means if you're watching right now and you are typing Yuck Bucket, check back because I'll be sending the link on YouTube, and on my replay on YouTube, if you leave me a comment in YouTube, anything, you could talk about how you like the book, you could talk about how you like maybe the recording sheets, something that you liked about the Facebook Live, in the YouTube link, but you have to be a subscriber on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, you get a chance as well. So I know that there was a couple people that messaged me, hey, I can't make the Facebook Live, no big deal. All you have to do is watch the YouTube video and leave me a comment and be a subscriber for a chance to win the book. I'll be giving away 5 books total. So again, guys, thank you again for tuning in to another Facebook Live. Thank you for the follows, thank you for the likes, and thank you for the shares and all of the sweet comments and supporting me. Have a great rest of your night. I hope to see you again for my next Facebook Live. If I missed your question, no big deal. Leave a comment down below. And again, if you want a chance to win, make sure that you type in Yuck Bucket in Facebook or a comment on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.